keeps
Oh my
giving
gosh,
feedback.
yes.
Hey guys, welcome to Redroom 109, where AI meets real estate. I'm your host, Chris Hyman. And if you're watching this video, whether it's on Luke's YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, comment, like, all the fun stuff that every person on YouTube asks you to do. So our market is, let's call it sluggish, back to fall, which, I mean, there is no surprise. My son, Jack, I feel like every fall he goes, man, Dad, it's slow. I'm like, it's fall, right? It's October. We had this conversation last year and the year before, but okay, sure. I'll tell you it's fall and it's slow and it's not going to really pick up until I kind of feel like, and I've been saying this for a long time, like if you're a rehabber, you should really start building your spring inventory, I think, in mid-November, early November, depending on what the rehab, like if it's like a paint and carpet and you think you can whip it out in 30 days, maybe that's a December 1st buy. But if you've got a little bit of modifications, maybe you're going to move a wall, move electrical around, something like that. We're going to have some plumbing guys in there, some electrical guys in there, some drywall guys in there that might postpone the rehab. I think November 1st is a good time because I still am a big fan of like when football ends, people start re-entering the market. So,
Yeah.
And then you can also just budget like, hey, it's a 90-day hold time. Maybe I budget 90 to 120-day hold time. What do you usually budget for your hold times? I know, Tracy, you sell your stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, ideally 120 days. I've been telling my flip school students to build in 150 days. And towards the end of the year, it's like I almost rather you just have a really, really tight go-to-market strategy, maybe spend a little bit of extra time staging, professional pictures, drone footage, and then put that baby on the market right after the first of the year. So I always have preached for years, like, man, this is a really good time to pick up some inventory, again, depending on the scope and how long your lead time would be to actually get it to market.
Yeah, so I definitely think right now, if you're a fix and flipper out there, obviously reach out to Tracy if you want to go to flip school. But like if you're, what you're doing, like I think, buying here, mid-October, early November is definitely a time to get stuff bought going into like the first of the year when people really kind of re-enter the market. So it's slow. We know about that. But Frank's going to talk to us about AI. We do have an event coming up a week from today. It's PHX REIA Expo. It's Orange Tree Country Club. We have an actual AI panel. So we're going to have 3 or 4 people up there talking about how to put AI in your real estate business. And, I use AI. I'm going to use it as a personal thing. What I did, like, obviously, we all just file their taxes, right? We all just put them in. Obviously, our business taxes, especially for me, are really difficult. Like, it's just like, I don't even know. So I actually did something that I thought was really cool about a week ago, right? I took my tax return and uploaded it into AI. And I'm like, hey, this is what it shows that I made for 2024. And I'm like, hey, can you take and show me the depreciation that I had on different rental properties? I had bought a business catamaran, which is a boat business back down in the Caribbean. I'm like, where did that hit my profit and loss? Where did the depreciation on the rentals go? If I would add those back in, how would it have affected it? I literally just sat there for like a half an hour and like, hey, what if I would have like not had interest on my properties? What would that have like? And I mean, I just going through and like taking I just kept asking it questions and I was like, all right. And then it broke down to what all my expenses for. Like, I'm not good at reading a tax return. I don't know how you guys are.
Nope.
Don't ask me to do it.
So
not my skill set.
Just on a small level, if you wanted to take your tax return, I mean, I only have the $20 chat GPT that like I just downloaded my tax return in my phone. I'm logged into it. I uploaded it. I started asking questions and it literally detailed me like it would ask the first question like, hey, you want me to break down like all this? Sure. Send me that too. And I literally spent, it literally broke down my taxes and I understood it 100% more than I did when I did mine. So just
Frank's actually done something similar. I would love for him to share what that looks like.
Yeah, let's go, Frank.
I would suggest you create, hey, thanks for inviting me over here. So I would definitely recommend creating something called a committee or a board of directors. So about a year ago, my accountant decided to skip the country and left me hanging with, realized I didn't file taxes for a few years. So then I had a big, massive tax bill. So if anybody didn't have that, it hurts. But I got to correct it. But the biggest thing was that I took my entire business structure and I put it into a committee, which is basically a board of directors with a Harvard, Purdue, Columbia grad, an IRS rep, and compliance, a CTO, CFO, CMO. And I give her all my business ideas. And it tells me, Frank, you're really, really smart here. Oh my God, stop doing what you're doing. You shouldn't do that. And when I created that committee, I was at a 30+% tax bracket. So, and I had all these different elements. And what it told me to do is to restructure everything into a hierarchy and create a management company for my employees and create this whole new company with multiple tiers. And when I did that, it said I cut my tax liability in half, like off the bat. So I'm thinking like, is this an AI hallucination? So I went to my accounting firm and I said, hey man, Mr. Peterson, here you go. This is what I got. What do you think of this plan? And he looked at it and his eyes lit up. He goes, this is genius. Where did you get this from? I'm like, really? ChatGPT, bro. And he goes, well, this is next level. And I asked him, well, I'm paying you a buttload of money. Why aren't you next level? And he goes, I don't know. And honestly, it's been life-changing. So AI it's a thing right now that most people think of like a tool. And it's great. It's a great tool, but it can do so much more. It's just that what I hear a lot is, I don't know where to begin. I don't know how to start. There's so many tools. Did you know last month there was 2,000 new AI tools introduced to our market? I mean, that's just overwhelming. So, I've been using AI for the last 3 years, develop it, I code for it, I program, I set up systems, and it's life-changing. I mean, my business has gone up 30%. I have bought back 25% back of my time to be able to do things like this. Before I was working 18-hour days, now I condensed that down significantly. So I'm a big proponent for it, but it's a tool. Like a hammer is a great tool, but you can't fix your iPhone with a hammer. Unfortunately, don't try it. I did it. It doesn't work. So it's a great tool. It's just how can you apply it to your business, whether it be real estate, investment, or whatever the case may be. There's always a tool out there. So, but yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So do you have some specifics on like how like, that we could like create more leads or at least whittle down leads or anything like that could help like Luke here is a cold calling expert. Is there any kind of tool that would, help Luke sift through his 2,500, leads that would, predict better results, anything like that?
Yeah, you absolutely could. You can create custom tools, obviously, and I don't plan doing on your experience, but you can create custom bots within your expertise, and you can upload lists to them. Another one too, if you have a call center, you can actually upload. For instance, like you call it a call center, you can upload your recordings and then give it parameters, and it will tell you whether you're hitting all your keynotes, especially if you have always ISAs in different countries, and then it will tell them next step on how to coach them. If you have a lead, so like leads in the past, you can put them in there and say, hey, look, this is the parameters or particular properties. There's so much that you can do with AI. And I would love to talk to you all day about it, but I went a step further about it. So we started creating. So one thing I noticed about AI is everybody says the same thing. Like, where do I begin? What tools do I use? How can I do this for my business? How can I buy time? Does it drive revenue? Does it drive growth? And what I decided to do was create an educational platform for investors and agents to go to be able to learn every tool possible, like how to comp a property correctly, once you get a property, is it a deal? Is there anything hidden behind this? What are the variables? Should I assign it? Should I buy it? Should I hold it? What can I do? And you can enter your information in, and within seconds, it gives you an answer whether you should hold it for this period of time.
Crazy.
This, and it's amazing what it can do with a high level sense of accuracy.
Oh,
Frank,
yeah.
One of the things I hear you really focus on is the quantitative parts of this. You saved 50% on your tax bracket, you got 30% back more of your time. If agents or investors are really overwhelmed about how to start, something that I found especially helpful that sounds like you're generating all of this from is metrics and then reverse engineering. So what's a really good foundational starting place that someone like an investor could think of with AI? For instance, how do I get 10% more leads or 30% more of my time back? What's a really good starting point for them to break this down step by step and reverse engineer where to start with?
Well, selfishly, I want to say just join my academy, which I'll teach you how to do that. Honestly, that's what I'll, honestly. But
I set that up perfectly for you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I do. I mean, I would say selfishly is that I went in the path of education because whatever we say or do, the technology we have today is not a technology that people who develop it have right now. And they're going to flood the market, and it's just going to hit and hit and hit. So we went to a path with AI Real Estate Academy.ai, where we can actually teach and empower investors, agents, whoever the case may be, the professionals of real estate to become more proficient, how to understand what they're using, because most of them don't understand what it is. And I get that. It's not an easy system to understand. But if you have basic foundational level, what it can and can't do, and at that point you can cherry pick. Okay, I need something like this. Can it do it for me? No. Do I need something custom? Can I create a custom GPT? How do I create a custom GPT? Right. Where do I start? Which one is it? I mean, it seems like the lions and tigers and bears, oh my, we have Claude, we have Grok, we have this, we have that. By that time, my hair fell off and it's confusing. So we decipher all those tools for the investor, for the agent, so that way they don't have to relearn it. They don't have to rely on something. Because I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of AI imposters out there. I went to a seminar and somebody said that GPT would have stood for, and I'm just like, oh. And there's a lot of people who think they know it, and some people who actually do know it. And my goal is to eliminate the noise and provide the tools that can actually make you money day one.
So Frank, quick question. So could you, so to speak, if you wanted to, for, you know, obviously, let's just say for entry-level investors who are trying to get into the game and they don't really know how to comp a property, are you saying that you could take the address, you could tell AI to take that address and to send you the 5 most accurate comps that have sold of that property in the last however long? And then could you also say like, okay, I also want to see the ones that are the most, you know, ones that are renovated, ones that are not renovated, and then it could spit out basically the comps that have closed that are the most accurate to yours, and it could basically give you a buy price, what you need to buy at?
It can price it, you can see it, you can actually tell it what the market projections are for the next 30, 90 days based upon historical and what's currently going on. You can ask it, like I asked it the other day, is how does the government shutdown affect my investments? If I'm trying to sell a property, you know, 86% of consumers are FHA, and we've seen a significant backfill in FHA loans. Right, so you can ask it all that. You can ask it market trends. You can ask it, if I'm buying this property, what's the average hold time or sale time in a particular neighborhood or zip code, especially for a full renovation, for tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 renovation. And it will tell you based upon with a 97%, nothing's 100% accurate, with a 97% accuracy on what the steps should do and how you should price it or how you should leverage it. You know, we talked about Realtor.com saying about that building materials are going to go up 20, 50%. How does that play into the equation? And how all these variables, and you put information, you let the bot do what it is. See, narrow AI is a very narrow-minded system, and it's geared to do one thing, to tell it whatever it is, whether it's comps, whether it's this, let it do its job, and then you become the interpreter if this fits what I'm trying to do.
Hey, Frank, I've got a question for you. Along the same vein, right? What if you've identified a buy price at a specific property, but you're a wholesaler and you want to find the best end buyer who's going to buy that property? Can you ask it something like that and have it help you find your ultimate buyer?
You could. Now, the one thing it can't do is predict who the potential buyer may be unless you have a subset of data. Let's say, for instance, you have a list of people in the past that have bought properties from you, and you can take that list and then you might say, oh, yeah, that's right. Chris is buying properties, or Sam is buying properties in this area. He bought at this particular buy box. But if you have the data already, now it can't go out there and find you stuff, because I've been trying to make me coffee and it hasn't done it yet. But if you have the data already, or like a data subset where you can ingest into it, then yes, you can create a CRM with all the buyers out there. Or if you want to, you can go in the MLS and scrape the data, put it into that MLS or from Monsoon or whatever, tax record, or from you guys, and feed that data of people who have bought particular properties. And now when you have a subject property, you can cross-reference this database instantly, like, I found you 3 potential buyers. And then if you want to get crazy, script trades or whatever, and call. But yeah, it can, as long as you have somewhat the information, you start connecting it and you'll start seeing some magic.
But Frank, just as there is a parallel, actually, I know you're making a joke about trying to have it make you coffee, but I have seen it applied to where you don't have it go out and make you coffee, but you set up the agent such that, hey, have coffee delivered to me. It dials in where you're at, it puts in the order, it uses your credit card information, and then 10 minutes later, you have a cappuccino at your front door. So I think that there actually really is a parallel with the power of how you can integrate these things to perform tasks that otherwise would have been very human heavy.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Tracy, because once you start stacking the AIs together, so the AI can only work in what's called a domain. So it can only operate in its domain, but through webhooks and APIs, without getting too technical, you can now start linking them together. Now, here's the next catch. We're now going to something called the agentic model, which is a bridge between the LLM, which is the narrow, and the AGI model. And that's already happening with certain systems, where now it can start doing certain things that normal AIs can't do. So you start thinking that, for instance, for lead generation, what if there's a system that can actually contact your clients in a very verbose manner, being able to start to communicate, set appointments, send text messages, send videos of you as if you were the person talking to them, and then just say, hey, Sam, thank you for talking with me. This is Luke. I just got the phone with you. And Luke didn't even say those words, but you can connect them together through this like a make.com or N8N system, and now streaming together. So for an investor, you could be like Chris right now and hanging out, and the system is just doing the work for you, and you just show up to an appointment or show up to a house, and it feels like they already talked to you, but this is the first time you've talked to them in person or ever. So
Nobody even knows this. That's actually not Chris in the red shirt. That's just an AI creature.
And it's scary. I mean, if you think what Gary Vaynerchuk said about a few months ago, he goes, by 2026, 75% of the content that I'm going to put online, it won't be me.
That's so crazy.
So it's crazy. And I'm doing it now with full automation.
Frank, now I want you to figure out a way for me to be able to say, hey, listen, I want AI to create me, to completely do a flip for me, and I want there to be a 50K spread at the end of it.
Ayo.
Based on something that isn't even active on the MLS yet. So find me a motivated seller in the process.
Do the whole process.
Right.
I was going to say, what's Luke going to do if he's not getting hung up on and being called names? What fun is that?
Come on, that's part of life now.
By 2,000 people a month,
Exactly.
I thought he was going to say something to the effect of help it move all of the furniture into the next staging room, so I don't have to do the heavy lifting.
I'm not opposed to that either.
Well, Amazon can move boxes now with stacks across the rooms, and I mean, anything's possible, honestly. And the guy from Lockheed Martin, the president, said something not long ago, said, the technology that you've seen in the movies and in Star Trek, we already have today. So that's kind of powerful in itself, that could be a potential here soon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So let's give the people that are going to attend next Tuesday, if they're local to Phoenix, 3 things that you like are super important that they should be able to take away from the event.
Honestly, I always say is how can it make you money? How can it leverage your time? And how can it help you grow your business?
There you go.
Every AI tool I have is the same way, those 3 questions. And those are what I would help answer.
Yeah, and we're also going to be talking about an AI that helps you convert better appointments online or offline, right? So I've got my friend Taz is coming in town from Idaho. She's going to be sharing with you how you can have a sales coach that helps you to have better conversations, which generate more closings, which is super cool. We are also going to talk about how you can leverage AI for branding because, everybody always needs a new logo, a new headshot, a a new background image or whatever that looks like. And we're also going to be talking about how AI can help you be found in your niche, whatever that is, so that the next time somebody does a search for whatever it is that you do, they can serve you up with opportunities.
Heck yeah.
Frank, I'd be interested from your purview, what percentage of real estate investors do you think use AI right now, and how many do you think will be using it in the next couple years?
I was speaking in general real estate. There's actually a stat came out a week ago that it said that only 20% of real estate professionals in our current market use AI, and almost 50% of them use this for basic items like property descriptions or just getting basic ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the crazier part: 83% of consumers say they use AI or would love the person that they're doing a real estate transaction to use AI as well, which is scary to me because, I mean, if only 20% of professionals are using it, that means those 20% are the ones who are going to captivate 83% of the market.
So it also seems like there's a big delta for opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to empower people to do more. I mean, there's a big fear factor of limiting people. I think that it's going to empower people to spend above the rest, and you're going to see a big disparity in the competition level just from a technological standpoint.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, I just added an AI app to my phone that I text something, and like I have 3 different apps. It's wife app, not girlfriend, wife app. And I say, hey, I'm going to meet for coffee at 10. And it's like, hey, would you love to meet for coffee at 10 o'clock? I got flowers for you. So I've added that to my phone. So
Dude, that's nifty.
I'm just kidding. But I'm kidding.
Do you guys need like a woman translator app where you're like, let's grab dinner? What you should have said is, you look great today. Can't wait to take you to dinner.
And it just automatically sends what you should have said.
Exactly.
That'll save us men a lot of heartache.
There you go, Frank. I gave you a new idea to develop tomorrow. Just like
I'm already taking notes, Chris.
Just put an app on my phone. I type it in, and then for all my business people like Luke, Dina, and Tracy, I can just say, hey, the expo's tomorrow at 4:30, blah, blah, and then it gives it,
short and sweet.
Yeah. And then my always reply, thumbs up. Yeah.
My always is heart.
Copy that. Yeah.
So I would say, Tracy, what I see is there's a lot of people that are experimenting with AI right now. They don't know how to use it effectively, but they're playing around with it. I think we're in the playing around stage at the moment, but the conversation we're going to be having next week at the REIA is going to give some people really practical insight on how they can leverage it. And it's going to just keep changing. You know, they just made that announcement with the integration of Zillow into ChatGPT. So that is definitely going to make people change some things quickly, or they will get a little lost in that too.
So Frank, I always find that people get really overwhelmed at expos. They get excited, but equally they get overwhelmed, and then they have their flyers and, you know, QR codes and all the things, and then most of them don't take any action afterwards. So maybe we can give them something actionable before they come to the expo that gives them something deeper to grasp onto and improve upon before they leave. What's one thing that you can offer as far as that goes?
Well, I'd say for the investment side, it's obviously how to make sure that the investment you're doing is obviously a good investment. So I can even give instructions or links on how on the expo that they can get for free. It's like a little guide on how to use AI for that purpose. That way you can take your investment and knowing that it's going to at least, you know, you have a good investment you're buying or you're looking at. But like I said, I have tons of tools and come up with a few just to help our investor community, especially right now since it is lower, but how to find the right deals, how to lock in the right deals, and how to actually just make money on that deal.
Cool. I promise we didn't practice that, you guys. Frank and I didn't.
Oh.
Just set you up for plugs.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's a fun era.
Heck yeah.
Well, cool. If you guys are watching or you've watched part of this, I'm going to say it again. Next Tuesday is the PHX REIA Expo at Orange Street Country Club. It's kind of our last event of the year. Besides
No, not our last event. Our last educational event.
Last educational event. Our last event of the year is the casino party, which is 11/22. That is a charity event.
December 5th.
Nope, 11/22.
11/22. Okay, we've been going back and forth to this date so many times I can't keep it straight.
Let's just do one on each day.
Yeah, both.
We are on 11/22. I mean, remember we talked about Coach House because it's I'm going to be in town for the week of Thanksgiving, right? So, yeah, 11/22. It is going to be at a house that I actually have under contract, and I select the closing date, so it'd be Wednesday of.
Get all the beer cans out. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So if we can't do any drywall damage or anything like that at the party, but so yeah, we got this last expo, the Christmas party, and then we are excited for 2026 and all the fun stuff that comes after that. So.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Do you want to drop the flyer in the chat?
Yep, I'll drop the flyer.
So people can register. We've got a ton of sponsors that are coming out too, some that you guys see every month and some brand new ones for the expo. So the idea behind this is it's going to be your one-stop shop for everything that you might possibly need in your real estate or investing journey. And for those of you guys who are in the traditional real estate space, this is a great opportunity for you to learn about investment strategies and have different ways for you to reach out to your current database to let them know you work with investors and you want to help them build wealth in real estate through that vehicle as well.
And then we have a attorney update also we obviously had the commissioner at the last event. He actually kind of took notes on the entire thing, and he kind of wanted to just kind of put in his 2 cents on his takes on the event as well. So
Perfect.
Well, Frank, we appreciate you jumping on. Thank you. We'll see you in a week, and everybody will get, I'm sure, way more nuggets from the ones that we got here. And that's it. Appreciate it, guys.
Love it.
Yeah. Thanks. See you guys next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers.